So, how did it feel to learn the truth about the night sky tragedy? Long ago, you humans slaughtered each other until the whole world lay in ruins. And yet, you have been granted another chance in Auroria. It must be the will of your beloved Mother Goddess. However, I still have no trust in your kind. Prove yourself. If you survive this trial,
ArcheAge Chronicles is a new expansion for the popular online game ArcheAge. This game is all about exploring a big fantasy world, where you can go on adventures, fight other players, and build your own home. In this new expansion, players will get to discover new areas, learn more about the game's story, and try out new ways to play. The game is adding new character types, better ways to make items, and more exciting battles between players. You'll also be able to own land, farm, and build things, just like in the original game. ArcheAge Chronicles is set to come out in 2025, and you'll be able to play it on your computer.
The best laid plans of men don't always come to fruition. Man proposes, but God disposes. And then boots you right in the balls.
These two young fellas, I need to find them. One's a smart-ass smith, and the other's a blue-blooded fledgling.
You behave like a spoilt brat.
How dare you speak?
Gentlemen, praise be to our Lord Jesus Christ.
Our Father, there are many sinners in this world. But in the end, we all face your judgment for what we should have done, but lacked the courage to do.
The last time I ran away, I lost everything.
I'm never gonna run from that fucker again.
Kiss our asses!
God, is this retribution for my sins?
To the task!
Come on!
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is an exciting new game that takes you back in time to the 15th century. It's a big adventure where you play as Henry, a blacksmith who gets caught up in a war. The game is all about exploring a huge world, fighting bad guys, and making important choices that change the story. You'll visit beautiful places like the Bohemian Paradise and a city called Kutna Hora, where you can meet lots of interesting people and go on quests. The game tries to make everything feel real, so you'll need to take care of Henry by making sure he eats and sleeps. You can fight with different weapons, including crossbows and even early guns. The game also lets you craft your own weapons and equipment. One cool thing is that the world is twice as big as the first game, so there's a lot to explore. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out on February 11th, 2025. You'll be able to play it on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Wars. Feuds. I have seen the miracles you so claim. Until the towering shadows vanished into the
I pray for their grace, but all that came were inferior shades. Why do we have to bear the consequences of such powers?
Time. War. Mortality. These essences shall not fall into your treacherous hands.
Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles! Rain fire from above!
This desolate land needs a sprinkle of madness.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Ballad of Antara is an exciting new free-to-play action RPG coming out in 2025. It's set in a magical world called Antara, which is connected to another mystical place named Para. In the game, a strange force has taken over Antara, causing trouble everywhere. You'll play as a hero named Dromos, trying to fix the broken world. The game lets you explore both Antara and Para, meet interesting characters called emissaries, and team up with friends to fight bad guys and solve puzzles. Ballad of Antara will be free to play, so anyone can try it without having to buy it first. The game is set to release in 2025, but we don't know the exact date yet. It will likely be available on popular gaming platforms like PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but the developers haven't confirmed this information yet. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a new game in the Yakuza series. It's an exciting adventure where you play as Goro Majima, a popular character from the series. The game takes place on a tropical island with a pirate theme. After a shipwreck, Majima loses his memory and has to figure out who he is while dealing with modern-day pirates and criminals. Players can explore the island, fight enemies using different fighting styles, and even upgrade their own pirate ship. The game also includes fun mini-games like karaoke and a dating simulator. The story follows Majima as he teams up with a young boy named Noah to search for treasure and face various challenges. Fans are excited about this new twist on the Yakuza series, which keeps the fun and crazy energy of the earlier games. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is set to release on February 28, 2025, and will be available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC through Steam.
Soldiers and officials alike oppress the people for personal gain, and the people must turn to thievery for food. Perhaps this is heaven's way of lamenting the state of the land. Men are powerless at the feet of the divine. But even so, someone must act.
Dynasty Warriors Origins is a new action game coming out in 2025. In this game, you play as a fighter named Ziluan who can't remember his past. The story happens in ancient China during a time of big fights and wars. You'll meet important people from history and make choices that change how the story goes. The game lets you fight lots of enemies at once, just like the older games. But there are some new things too. You can switch between different characters while you're fighting, and you can tell your soldiers what to do. There's also a new thing called Fortitude that makes it harder to beat some enemies. The game looks really pretty, with beautiful places that look like old China. If you like action games with a bit of history mixed in, you'll probably enjoy this one. Dynasty Warriors Origins will be out in 2025, and you can play it on your PC, PS5, or Xbox Series X and S.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again, and every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again. We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right? We are Expedition 33.
Clair Obscur Expedition. 33 is an exciting new game that mixes old-school RPG style with some fresh ideas. Imagine playing a game where you can fight bad guys using both turn-based moves and real-time actions. That's what this game offers. You'll be part of a team of brave adventurers trying to save the world from a mysterious person called the Paintress. This bad guy is turning people into smoke by writing numbers on a big stone. Your job is to stop this from happening and figure out what's really going on. In the game, you can switch between different characters to use their special skills. You'll fight enemies, solve puzzles, and make your characters stronger by crafting new gear and improving their stats. The game looks really cool too. If you're excited to play Clair Obscur Expedition 33, you'll be happy to know it's coming out in 2025. You can play it on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, or on your computer through Steam or the Epic Games Store. Even better, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play it right away when it comes out.
Finally, I've found you. Trampled by the one you trusted. Abandoned from your king. You thought you were a hero. Now, you're just one of us.
This is no ordinary ghost. You'll have to risk your life.
first Berserker, Khazan, is an exciting new action RPG coming soon. In this game, you play as Khazan, a brave general who comes back from the dead to get revenge. The story is all about Khazan trying to find out why he was betrayed and clear his name. You'll fight lots of enemies and explore different places to uncover secrets about Khazan's past. The game has some cool features that make it fun to play. The fighting is fast-paced, and you need to be smart about using your energy. You can also turn into a Berserker, which makes you super strong, but you have to be careful not to get hurt. There are big boss fights where you need to watch how they move and find their weak spots. If you like challenging games with a good story and lots of action, you'll probably enjoy the first Berserker, Khazan. The game is set to come out in the first part of 2025. While we don't know exactly which gaming systems it will be on yet, it will likely be available on major consoles and PC.
One where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. I created the future, until it created me. But I see a narrow way, a path that might have been. What if my mother had obeyed her orders and given birth to a girl? Everything would change. Dr. Yue exposed before his betrayal. A world where my father lives. House Atreides surviving the Battle of Arrakeen. Sardaukar deployed to protect the spice melange. A war of assassins spreading across the planet. Fremen exterminated. No Muad'Dib. No Lisan al-Gaib. No Kwisatz Haderach. All of my visions lead to horror. Except for this one.
Dune Awakening is an exciting new game that's coming out in 2025. It's a big online game where lots of people can play together in the world of Dune, a famous sci-fi story. In this game, you start as a prisoner who crash lands on a desert planet called Arrakis. You have to learn how to survive in this harsh place, where there's not much water and giant sandworms are a constant danger. You'll need to find water, build shelters, and make weapons to protect yourself. The game lets you team up with other players or fight against them, and you can join different groups in the game world. Dune Awakening is set to come out in 2025. It will likely be available on major consoles like PlayStation and Xbox, as well as on PC.
I do not like this.
All those marked freaks were waiting outside.
And yet none appear to have entered.
How does anyone find anything in a mess like this?
Perhaps to him this is an orderly chaos. Nosferatu trade in secrets. This is merely another way to hide them. Am I interrupting?
It's you. The Nomad.
Willem, I take it. You had some interesting guests outside. Expecting trouble?
That depends. Why are you here?
Polly tells me you keep the court's secrets and its histories. Earlier tonight, another kindred by the name of Isabella used this mark to sap my power. Do you know anything about it?
No. All I had to do was keep my head down for just a few more nights.
He's hiding something.
Tell me, Willem, what rumors have you heard about me?
That you were there in Cairo. They called you the Slayer.
I have been many things to many people. And what will I be to you, Willem? And to this lonely, forgotten warehouse?
You're exactly what he said you'd be. I guess that makes it easier.
Makes what easier?
What happens next? Now I have to do what he told me.
Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines. 2 is an exciting new game coming out in 2025. In this game, you play as Fire, an old vampire who wakes up after sleeping for a long time. The world has changed a lot, and now you have to figure out what's going on and deal with different vampire groups. You'll explore the city of Seattle, fighting bad guys and using cool vampire powers like throwing blood or moving things with your mind. You can make your character look how you want and choose from 5 different vampire families, each with special abilities. The game lets you make choices that change how the story goes and how other characters treat you. It has a dark, moody look that really makes you feel like you're in a vampire world. Vampire: The Masquerade. Bloodlines 2 will be out in 2025, and you can play it on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Hyper Light Breaker is an exciting new action RPG coming in 2025. In this game, you'll explore a big, colorful world called the Overgrowth. What's cool is that this world changes every time you play, so you'll always have new things to see and do. You'll fight all sorts of weird monsters, from giant tree creatures to strange blob-like things. There's also a neat feature called the Danger Meter that makes the game harder as you defeat more enemies. You'll have little floating friends called Pyoms to help you collect stuff and move around. Hyper Light Breaker is set to come out in 2025, but we don't know the exact date yet. While the developers haven't said which platforms it'll be on, it's likely to be available on major gaming systems like PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.